Fight we will, guys. We will. We will absolutely fight. We're going to fight hard, and we're going to keep fighting. And after we're done fighting, guess what? We're going to fight again. And welcome to the Matrixxx Groove Hour. Let's see. What is the date today? It is 5/22. It's May 22nd, 2019. Wow, 5 more days until Mama Matrixxx has a birthday. I cannot wait. God bless Mama Matrixxx. If you're out there listening to me and supporting me and us and Shady every day, thank you very, very much for that. And love you, Mom. Can't wait. And with that, I do have my partner in justice with me here, as usual, at Shady Groove. Shady, welcome.
Thank you, Matrixxx, for having me. Patriots and odds, America. Wow, happy upcoming birthday, Mama Matrixxx. Boy, this is just phenomenal, my friend.
I know it is. It's a great day to be alive. It's amazing. There's a lot of cool stuff happening with this Q movement. We've got and POTUS, right? The D class is about to happen. We've seen that. We've got some great videos. Carly Bond has been on top of it. Just absolutely amazing. And I just got to thank Carly for what you're doing and what you're doing out there for this community. God bless you. And really quick, guys, I do want to just let you guys know the Patriot flashlight is the flashlight you need and you've been waiting for. Dark to light with the Patriot flashlight. Let's roll this.
You like Patriot flashlight? Good job. Speak.
Right on. That is the Patriot flashlight. And if you go ahead and use the code ITM20, you will get 20% off. And I love this flashlight. You saw over there I did run it over with the car. It was awesome. And there it is. It's the flashlight you've been waiting for. Dark to light with the Patriot flashlight. You get 20% off that cost right there. It's becoming America's favorite flashlight. It's the #1 tactical flashlight. It's powerful, it's bright, as you saw in the video. Please support this broadcast today as it is brought to you by the Patriot flashlight. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you.
Yes, very much so. I actually just got my Patriot flashlight, and I really love it. And I will admit that I didn't want to run it over, Matrixxx. I like it,
right?
Yeah, but that was awesome. Thank you.
Don't run it over, but you know what? You can, because all I had was it just got no scratches or anything, man. So it's even in my front car right now, and in my car, and basically. It charges because it's solar chargeable too. So I haven't even had to plug it in yet, and I've had it for about 2 months now. So thank you, Patriot Flashlight, for that. Again, Patriot Flashlight right here. Enter code ITM20 to get 20% off. And there you go. Thank you, guys. So, wow, really interesting. As you know, Joseph Flynn was on the show the other day, and we've had some contact with him, and he's very amazing. It was let's see, what was it, Monday? So if you didn't catch Monday's show, make sure you catch Joseph Flynn on Monday's show as we support the Flynn family. And this is a tweet that Mike effed up Mike said. He said, "Did I hear that correctly? Did Brett Baer just say that Michael Flynn was unaware that he was lying?" And so let's go ahead and just listen to this.
Didn't believe former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn was lying intentionally to investigators?
No.
You did not.
And I saw that in the media. I don't know what. Maybe someone misunderstood something I said. I didn't believe that and didn't say that.
However, a House Intelligence Committee transcript released this week indicates Comey told the panel FBI agents saw, quote, nothing that indicated to them that he, Flynn, knew he was lying to them. Continue to follow that.
So if you're unaware of lying, Shady, what would that mean?
I don't know. It would kind of maybe mean that you know you're doing it.
Right? Or you mean that you're telling the truth, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. Like, it's not like, what are they? It's so weird.
Right, it is. There's no problem with the sound. We are 5-5, so maybe Colette, I don't know what's happening, but we're 5-5 here. B. LaForge says, happy early birthday, Mama Matrixxx. Thank you, guys. Just so happy. And you guys out there, I'm happy to see you guys here with us today. And I wanted to just bring that up for the Flynns, too. And again, we need to have our eyes on Joe Rep. Doug Collins. Let's check this out.
Testimonies that the investigators did, and you saw that with my colleagues, with Radcliffe and Jordan and Meadows and others who did this. We're seeing the truth of Gowdy. What they found out is that there was a conflict. What they were finding out was that there's this cover-up because they knew that if it was ever uncovered, that there would be trouble. Lynch, we knew was basically, we've already seen the incompetence that she showed as Attorney General. Now we're seeing them turning on Jim Comey, who his little run as Captain America is coming to an end. He is not what he has portrayed himself to be, and there's going to be answering for that based on what we see in these transcripts. There's contradictions at every turn.
Well, what do you make of John Solomon's report? We know the Bruce Orr warning. We know this woman 10 days before the first FISA application warned all these upper echelon. Again, not rank and file, not the 99%, very important. And they were warned in so many different ways. They had probably 10 times the amount of evidence that was exculpatory, including transcripts we're going to hear about, as John said, in the next week or so, within the next week, and they never listened to it. Why?
Because it was I think they'd had a pattern all the time. Sean, we've talked about this before. This is a corrupt cabal of the top leadership who did not like candidate Trump. They definitely didn't like the thought of a President Trump. And now what they were doing is they were covering for themselves. They had what they believed, I think, was their insurance policy. They believed what they had was going to be the investigation. It would show that there was a problem. And what really is disturbing here is they knew that they had a problem, that they was with these information they were getting from Steele in this dossier, and yet they went with it. As you said earlier, Comey verified this in the FISA application, but yet just a few months later said they were very unverified and salacious. We still have that today. That's the thing that's interesting here. They've never been verified. This is the problem that we're having,
debunked.
And they're turning on each other.
They've been debunked.
And now look at this. Basically,
boom. Eyes on. Now we got this. Let's listen to this one.
War warned directly.
Yeah, and Sean, it is the first time that we know for sure that the FBI was in possession of a piece of intelligence from Christopher Steele that had been debunked before they went to the FISA court, meaning they weren't in the process of verifying it. They had debunked this. I can tell you on October 17, 2016, I went to the FBI and asked a question about the same intelligence. What is it? It was being peddled by everybody in the Clinton world that there were these computer pings going on between a Trump Tower server and an Alpha Bank server in Moscow, as a Russian bank. And the theory that the Clintons were peddling, including Christopher Steele at the State Department, then sent to the FBI, was this was a secret communication channel, some beacon where Donald Trump would know it was time to call Vladimir Putin and figure out how they were going to concoct hijacking the election. The FBI knocked this down in October. So they told me on October 17th, as well as other U.S. officials, it had been ruled out as credible intelligence. And yet 4 days later, they go, knowing that Christopher Steele was peddling it, they go to the FISA court and they represent that Christopher Steele is credible, his information is accurate. They have no derogatory information about that. This revelation tonight calls into question all of those representations before the court.
Last point. It happened. Bruce Orr warned them in August of 2016. Now we got this issue, this conflict in testimony between Loretta Lynch and Comey. But Comey also signed the first warrant FISA application in October 2016 and then told Trump, then President-elect, January 2017, it's not verified. 3 months earlier, he swore that it was. How big a problem is all of this conflict pretty much between every member of the deep state involved?
Well, first, the president's going to add to the problems of the deep state when he declassifies these first documents in the next several days. I think the most important thing that has changed in the last few months. Yeah, it is a big detail.
So we have similar sources, I'm getting.
Yes, absolutely. I have confirmed that sometime in the next 7 to 8 days, the president will declassify the first of many documents. This first one we used to call Bucket 5, the exculpatory statements that the FBI possessed about its targets before it went to the FISA court. But let me tell you about one important dynamic that's changed. Today at the Hill, we had a new poll out.
Wow. So we got D-Class coming, guys. And remember, look at what we're seeing here. For the people that have been with Q for the whole time, we're basically seeing a steady drip of Q posts being converted to real life. And
to the mainstream media.
To the mainstream media, into the mainstream media, into the public's mind. And this is what this is. This is setting it up for, what's going on. And
the big word in this is exculpatory evidence, and just for the record, what that's going to mean is the people throughout the country who understand what's going on in the law and recognize that what they did was that they refused to include exculpatory evidence about Carter Page and about George Papadopoulos in FISA warrant applications. If that is the truth, which it looks like it is, this is going to wake America up in a snap, because everyone was under the illusion that the FBI was on the up and up. And now you're getting ready to see that they were not, and they were not shy about their operation. And I think that is why you guys out there are seeing the president be so direct and Q being a little bit quiet.
Absolutely. Are you guys enjoying the show? People that know Q know that this is enjoy the show. How are you guys enjoying it? Do you guys have a lot? Are you guys done with popcorn? Are you guys sick of popcorn yet? Are you guys sick of winning? I'm not.
We were told that we were going to win until it hurt.
Oh man, it doesn't hurt yet. I mean, I got a little pain in the shoulder right here, Shady, but that's about it.
bloated from popcorn is about all.
Right, man. Look at all those popcorns coming up. Love winning. No more winning. Angels fly, took you rogue. Angel, no more winning. No, you're gonna keep winning, Angel fly. We're gonna keep on winning.
We're gonna make sure of that,
whether you guys like it or not. And let's just go ahead and listen. This is today. Okay, this is Carly, man. She's on top of it. I love her. Let's listen to our President of the United States right now.
Bottom line, there was no collusion. There was no obstruction. We've been doing this since I've been president. And actually, the crime was committed on the other side. We'll see how that all turns out. I hope it turns out well. But to my way of thinking, and I know a lot of you agree with me, the crime was committed on the other side. This whole thing was a takedown attempt at the President of the United States. And honestly, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves for the way you reported so dishonestly. Not all of you, but many of you. The way you reported. So, I've said from the beginning, right from the beginning, that you probably can't go down two tracks. You can go down the investigation track, and you can go down the investment track, or the track of let's get things done for the American people. I love the American people. Drug prices are coming down, first time in 51 years because of my administration, but we can get them down way lower working with the Democrats. We can solve the problem on the border in 15 minutes. If the Democrats would give us a few votes. So I just wanted to let you know that I walked into the room and I told Senator Schumer, Speaker Pelosi, I want to do infrastructure. I want to do it more than you want to do it. I'd be really good at that. That's what I do. But you know what? You can't do it under these circumstances. So get these phony investigations over with. The Wall Street Journal just wrote today, just a little while ago I saw it. Mr. Mueller wasn't obstructed in any way. This is the Wall Street Journal editorial.
Yeah, so the fake news is still going after him. Look at this.
Mr. Mueller wasn't obstructed in any way. His copious report, copious 434 pages. Now they want to interview all of the same people.
Yeah, this is a great video clip. Absolutely. And the fake news media is still attacking our president of the United States. You've got Nadler, with the subpoenas. Q told us about that. I mean, you guys, we are seeing this all unfold. And if John Solomon is correct, 7 to 8 days, and then he said 5 days if you listen to that
he
clip.
did.
So, we don't have an exact time frame, but D-class is coming. And this is why you're seeing the fake news media attack Q people. This is why you're seeing the fake news media bots and Hillary deep state people that say that they're Q people attack Q people, because D-class is coming. And D-class will end a lot of things. There's things in there that are redacted that lead up to, I believe, InfoWars, Jack Pisso, all these people up to and included foreign entities. And they don't want your voice heard, Shady.
Yeah, they don't want my voice heard. That's getting clear.
It's very clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
A Christ believer sent Joe M videos about Q to her sister. Oh, way to go, Christ believer. Amen to that. Amen to that. And yes, this is treason, and this is being slowly dripped into our consciousness, into
the conversation.
Right. Praying Medic just had this on the Hill. Attorney General Barr puts former Intel bosses on notice. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this real quick.
The use of the word spying, I think, my first job was in CIA, and I don't think the word spying has any pejorative connotation at all. To me, the question is always whether or not it's authorized and adequately predicated spying. I think spying is a good English word that, in fact, doesn't have synonyms, because it is the broadest word incorporating really all forms of covert intelligence collection. So I'm not going to back off the word spying, except I will say I'm not suggesting any pejorative, and I use it frequently, as do media.
When did you decide to use it? Was it off the cuff in the hearing that day, or did you go into that hearing intending to use the word spying?
It was actually off the cuff, to tell you the truth, and when the
Congressman, probably?
Well, from Schatz, from Hawaii.
Oh, Sir? Shaheen?
No.
Whoever it was, go ahead.
Yeah, when he challenged me and said, "You want to change your language?" I was actually thinking, like, what's the issue? I don't consider it a pejorative. But frankly, we went back and looked at press usage, and up until all the FAW outrage a couple of weeks ago, it's commonly used in the press to refer to authorized activities, such as referring to the FISA court as the spy court.
But it's not commonly used by the department.
What?
It is not commonly used by the department.
My time is commonly used by me.
Commonly used by me. Now, I wanna read this paragraph right here. Things seem to be moving quickly now. It has been a remarkable few weeks in American history. Momentum is building towards the uncovering the distasteful possibility that the targeting of the U.S. presidential campaign was actually a political operation fostered at the highest levels of government, masquerading as an FBI counterintelligence investigation. Boom. Can you guys say boom with me?
Boom. I can say boom.
Boom. So Comey, Clapper, and Brennan all walk into a bar. Boom.
And then oops.
Let's see if you guys think this is a major boom. Let's type boom. Let's see how many booms we got. Boom. Look at that. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Love it. Many, many booms. And you are witnessing the systematic destruction of the old guard. The EU has fined 5 banks 1.1 billion euros over foreign exchange cartels. RBS, Barclays, Citi, JP Morgan. Where do we know those names, Shady? Where do we know JP Morgan and the Barclays? Where do we know these names from?
It seems like they were being referred to as like bloodline families.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Like the people that control our media attempt to control the narrative and have herded us into poisonous reality like sheep for 100 years. Yeah, those guys.
That's right. Those are those guys? Okay.
Yeah, that's those guys.
Just checking.
The ones that are attempting to divide all of us on every single little naysayer thing they can find out there. Those guys?
Yeah, those guys. Those are the guys, Shady. And look at all those booms out there. Now, look, I want to show you this from Severe. This is very, very interesting. He says, it's always weird when you're witnessing someone losing their mind, releasing their demons during a broadcast. Is this some kind of MK Ultra glitch or just a conspiracy theorist acting like a psycho? Get some help, Anderson. Your Vanderbilt is showing. Now, listen to what happened to this video.
No scripts, no rehearsals, just a gang of criminals pointing fingers at each other.
So you see that it, you see that it,
their own hides. A version of true crime and the reality show Survivor.
You see how it went double speed and it's all messing up? He said, wow, I just noticed that Twitter effed up my upload. What a shock. Let's try this again. Here we go.
And the reality show
Same
Survivor.
thing. And they're messing with it right now too.
A version of true crime.
Look at that. So then he says, wow, they really did warp my upload twice. Nothing new. This is, they do this to every video uploading, exposing these sickos. Here's the proof. Now let's listen to our friend and Patriot, Severe.
Okay, here we go, guys. For whatever reason, Twitter decided to completely play with videos that I uploaded. It took Janine Pirro's voice and made her sound like a clown. And then it just kind of looks like Anderson Cooper is being a weirdo, laughing at a woman that sounds like a clown. That's obviously not the case, as you're going to see right here. It's just him being a demonic Luciferian monster reacting to a woman speaking. It's kind of weird. But here you go.
No scripts, no rehearsals, just a gang of criminals pointing fingers at each other, save their own hides. A version of true crime and the reality show Survivor. No scripts, no rehearsals, just a gang of criminals pointing fingers at each other.
You see him being a complete psycho to Janine Pirro talking. There's something very wrong with this man, and the Anons know it's because he's a Vanderbilt. But there you go. There's the video as it should be, and hopefully Twitter doesn't do the same thing to this.
Yeah, very amazing. Isn't that amazing that Twitter messed with that video twice, Shady?
Yeah, and also, if you remember the Peter Strzok testimony, very similar reaction that Peter Strzok had and look on his face as that during that testimony. The smug look of like, like something coming out of him.
Yeah, I think we got it. I thought I saw somebody have that in here too. Let me just see.
No, in the thread there?
Yeah, there was. It's not showing. But yeah, Peter Strzok looks absolutely demonic. There's also somebody here. Let's see. I think was it firefighter? Deplorable? Yeah, we need to out the Hammer computer system started by Obama, Clapper, and Brennan. Yes, we have actually. I've done a thread about that too, but the Hammer, which Q refers to, is the computer, I believe too, with you, Deplorable Freedom Fighter, that was used to spy and off the grid, if you will. Not also along with Five Eyes as well, but the Hammer was also inserted in line. So very interesting stuff there, in my opinion.
And I think that a lot of it's going to come to light, like we were speaking a little bit yesterday. The investigations here are going to be very revealing, because it is not just the president, Papadopoulos, and Carter Page. Who knows what they were doing with the FISA court? If they were able to do this, there's really no telling what they were doing. And also, there's a big, long list of people who were prosecuted by these people at the high ups in the FBI in the last 10 or 15 years that now have a little bit of a case against a tainted prosecutor here.
Yeah.
So, this is going to open up a lot of cases where people have been railroaded. These techniques they were using on Carter Page, this is textbook stuff. This is going back to, before McCarthy. Okay. This is their operation. This is the playbook.
Yes, Mike P says Ted Cruz was spied on too. I think, yes, that was actually a Q post.
Yes.
Tulips from the Netherlands, Dutch Q Patriot. Thank you so much. We love the tulips. We do. I've actually been to the Netherlands and I loved it. Das goed. Thank you. Danke. Dewey. I miss Holland. We need to go there, Shady. What do you say? What do you say we go talk about the Patriots over in Holland, huh? You think we'll be attacked there?
I don't think they would invite us.
No?
Not a lot of people really up for inviting us.
We can go on Queen Beatrix's front lawn and talk about the Pacers and her bloodlines. What do you think?
I would go there in a heartbeat for you, buddy.
I would go. Dutch Q, set it up. Much love, sir. Want to make sure that we are showing the crowds, as the president asked us to do. Look at the crowds. This is what it's about, guys. Trump 2020 is absolutely imperative for everything that we are doing right now, today.
Well, that Krasenstein poll didn't work out too good.
No. In fact, I've got that too. Oops. We're going to hang on one second. Let's go to that. I do have that. He actually deleted it.
He took it down?
Yeah, let me just see. Let me keep going. And
I'm
gonna go over a couple of other things too, guys. So stay tuned. Don't worry. Let me see. Where is the Miss B the Plan tweet? It is. Oh, look. Here's my response to Severe Anon. Your Vanderbilt is showing. Look at that nice little thing on the wall. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Also, look at this here. Look at the baby little. They look like. Yeah, look on the shelves, guys. It's sick. These people are sick. And if you really look at here too, like in that windowsill thing there, look in through there. There's a picture of Anderson where he goes to all these different countries, and it looks like the red shoe paintings that are infamous too. So, and it could be at the Biltmore, which was actually built by the Pacers and leased to the Vanderbilts for 99 years. This is what people don't want me talking about, guys. This is what people don't want us talking about. They don't want us talking about this. Okay? Focus on the papers at the table, graphic at the top. But look at the little girl in the background. Isn't that creepy? Isn't that creepy? But what he's pointing to is they all belong to the same sick cult club. So that leads Anderson Cooper. Daily Beast is included. It's owned by IAC, and Hillary Clinton is a major shareholder into that paper. And yes, we're being attacked by the Daily Beast. Can you imagine?
Who would have thought that would happen?
Wow. So Jordan Sather really summed it up very well. It's the epitome of fake news. QAnon is not teamed up with Jay-Z Knight. Sure, you can find Knight talking about Q and some researchers going to a ranch on their own accord, but there is zero references to that outfit in Q's actual drops. Zero connect. And that is absolutely true. So this is how they spin it, guys. The Daily Beast. So now we've got people believing the Daily Beast. You just can't look at, oh God, all this stuff. So this is the hit piece, and you guys can check it out if you'd like. We have all of the information tying Discord to Shady. You want to explain that for me real quick? And we're going to touch on this later about how all of this is. Go ahead.
Well,
Shady.
okay. So everybody out there, you guys know what's going on with the Chan boards and how the guys are over there trolling the Chan boards all the time, consistently trying to dilute the Q's message or the people that are researching it. Well, Matrixxx and I have been interacting with this community for a while now, and it's been real interesting to see how they've worked together to edit us, posts that we put up, attempts to dig into this bloodline stuff any deeper are always squashed and pushed aside and seemed as not important. And so, through all of this, then realizing how they're kind of working with the MAGA coalition to do all of this stuff. And so they are planting posts on the boards and then going to the posts that they plant on the boards, and then they're copying the post, and then they're being Superman and saying, look at all of this stuff on the boards that's bad. The reason that we need to shut down the boards is because of all of this stuff is bad, and we can't really handle free speech out there. So you plant stuff that's bad, and then you report on the bad stuff that you planted, and then you smear people with the bad stuff you planted as if it is them. That seems to be a little bit of what's going on here. And so what we've realized is that there is a really large operation in Discord to work together and do some of this stuff. Now, what it is they're doing, I don't know, but the truth of the matter is there is a lot of people out there on this platform called Discord who were functioning in multiple capacities, it seems like, and to be bringing this to the conversation now seems very relevant for all of you, Anons.
Yeah, it does. And QPost3312 says, if we are merely a LARP asking questions on the chans, why are we being attacked daily? Notice daily, guys. Beast. By some of the world's biggest media companies, social media companies deliberately applying censorship, banning, shills paid, inserted to disrupt media matters, blue checkmark, coordinated attacks, etc. All for a conspiracy on the chans, all for a LARP, right? Why is there a constant flow of disinfo being pushed regarding Q? All right. It's a false, when you can't attack the information directly, you attack the source. If that fails, you create false, misleading information to discredit, knowing select unaware followers would not take the time to self-corroborate the claims as vehicle tactics used by fake news media. Logical thinking always wins. Nothing can stop what is coming. As the targets turn to the other side, the attacks will intensify. We have the source, Q. And that, I noticed daily is used a lot when we are talking about the fake news media. So, Anons understand now why we've been targeted daily by the fake news media and shills? Today, they are learning the truth. You have been prepared for what is about to take place. Dark to light, enjoy the show. Where we go one, we go all. Not some, all. So going back to this Daily Beast article, in the Matrixxx and Shady Grooove, they didn't even link us to the Twitter. Do you notice that? And that's for a reason. They don't want us to get any bigger than what we already are, because together we have 110,000 followers, according to this researcher's analysis. Okay, so what we're doing, what Shady Grooove and In the Matrixxx are doing, we're going to go there and we're going to talk about the satanic bloodlines of the Illuminati. We're going to talk about Nexium. We're going to talk about Bronfman. We're going to talk about child trafficking. We're going to talk about Q. We're going to talk about the Patriots. All right. Neon Revolt, who, if you look up Patriot, you'll find in Wiktionary that he is in and of himself a patriot. Okay. He is absolutely wrong. He was mad that people were wearing Q shirts. He was mad that somebody is interested in Q. Isn't that trying to stifle the message? Okay. This article was very poorly done. Where we go one, we go out. JT Wild is also attacked in here. And, people have to realize that all this that they're saying up above has no bearing on Shady Grooove or In the Matrixxx. We are being asked to speak. We are going in there. We are speaking, and we are leaving. And guess what we're speaking about? Guess what we're speaking about?
Bloodlines.
Right. And why?
Q, POTUS.
Yeah, and Q. So, do you guys remember that when I was attacked after showing you, after being on the War Drummer, they started attacking me on Patriots, right? This is the video that I did with War Drummer, and as soon as I mentioned the word Paysur in this video that has 253,000 views, I was attacked, and my minor children were doxxed. I mean, it's absolutely insane, guys. Okay, so you can check that video. Go to our website to check that out. All right, it's in there on the Paysurs. And so I want to show you guys what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to play this video again because it's a very good one. But you can watch Paysur 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a 5. I thought we had a 5, but anyways, and there's a John B. Wells program. But let's show people what we're talking about and why they don't want us to talk about it. You guys ready? Here we go.
keep your sanity.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just saw this thing on YouTube that was really quite fun. And it was a very professional-looking presenter saying, in a desperate attempt to fill a 24-hour news cycle, here's some Bravo Sierra.
And now in a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today.
They don't care. That is not the case with the QAnons. What's important is to get the truth out, and while we can. They understand that, as do we at Caravan to Midnight. This is real. This is not an existential threat. It's happening right now.
We have an army of digital soldiers.
What's in it for all of us is to salvage the Republic. I do believe that can be repaired. Matrixxx and Shady started a show on YouTube called The Q Lounge Live. And welcome, gentlemen. It's good to have you with us. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks so much, John, for having us here. Yes, sir.
Everybody wants to know who Q is. I have said, and have it on good authority, that Q is not one person. Q is many working as one. Where do you come up on that?
First of all, we are patriots who love our country, our freedoms, and our way of life. You know, I am in the Matrixxx with 3 X's on Twitter. And like many of you, I've felt that something wasn't right in the world and our country was headed in the wrong direction, as you pointed out. But something magical did happen in 2016 that defied expectations. A complete...
Let me just pause right here. Why did we get Neon Revolt back here in chat?
Complete outsider to political establishment, Donald J. Trump won the presidential election. A glimmer of light in the darkness, right? All of these patriots, the Q phenomenon, these are patriots that stand by our duly elected president, but he needed help, and that's where QAnon comes in.
We have an army of digital soldiers.
10 months after President Trump's inauguration, someone named Q arrived on the scene. Q claimed to be an intelligence insider. That's where we're getting our drops, our crumbs from. Could be military intelligence. You know, he selected an off-the-beaten-path form of communication, the 8chan and 4chan boards, and began dropping these intel drops, for curious anons like us to investigate. And these crumbs would add up to the greatest public intelligence drop in the history of the world. Q's purpose is to wake up patriots worldwide to see through these lies and take back the power that rightfully belongs to us. And I think Q's purpose is to support our president and expose these lies, the corruption, the evil, the history that we have been hidden from. Sheep no more, right?
Be honest. It's a blast.
We have an army of digital soldiers.
I like this part, the Pacer part. This is not a name that is well known.
The post that we're referenced to is 714, and it says, mess with the best, die like the rest, 2 highly classified clown ops exposed, 44 remaining wizards and warlocks, save the best for last, P in a kill box. If it's in a kill box, that means it's accentuated. So then, people like think, oh my gosh, is it the Pope? Is it Pence? Is it Pindar? We've got a lot of different theories that swooped out of that. Anon said P equals Pope. And then Q responded, Pope, all spelled out in the kill box, will be having a terrible May. Those who backed him will be pushed into the light, dark to light, truth, Q. That basically prompted us to do a little digging. Somebody mentioned the name Pacer. And believe it or not, the first reference of Pacer that I found was actually on the CIA website. Why would that be? Well, Q says, hidden in plain sight. They are not afraid of you. Essentially, we found that in 1870s, the Pacers bought the Vatican through Parisian bankers via the Rothschilds. So the Rothschilds actually are worker bees for the Pacers. This family is in the top 13 bloodlines under the Merovingian tag. So Marie Antoinette was beheaded. And she sent over her family to the United States, or actually America at that time. And they came into America and they started buying up all the railroad companies. We found out that the 3 railroad companies from the Pacers are the parent to our Federal Reserve System.
By owning the railroad companies, they were able to put the railroad tracks specifically in areas where there were mining rights and areas where they wanted to occupy different aspects of resources.
Yeah, and we found that the Pacers bought Jekyll Island. And every person, the Vanderbilts, the J.P. Morgan names, all of these names, J.P. Morgan helped orchestrate for Pacer. These were all trusts. If you bought Standard Oil, Rockefeller, right, Standard Oil, it was called the Standard Oil Trust, which were the stock shares. These are trusts. Q always says, trust the plan, right? John, do you trust Google? Do you trust Facebook? Do you trust YouTube?
Not in the least.
Antitrust, right? So I Googled trust and antitrust, and I found Q's gavel, which he uses on his Patriots fight board. It was a 2009 article, Trust and Antitrust Enforcement, Law Enforcement. And in that article, it tells you that you have to have a clean Department of Justice, right? That's what we're doing now. We're cleaning that. You have to have the Senate control, 57 to 43. We even knew that was going to be the number before it happened for the Senate control and the vote. And you have to have a Supreme Court. This is actually a crime against humanity. This is the big con. Q says, 5-5 a lot, 5 by 5, right? Which means clear in radio. He also says trust, and he says watch the water. So believe it or not, there's an entity called the Depository Trust Corporation on 55 Water Street in New York City, whereby are part of the Federal Reserve System. And they basically are cleared $1.61 quadrillion last year. So the long and the short of it, the banks and the CIA are owned by the railroad, okay? Because when the Payseurs came here, Louis Cass Payseur came here, they opened a company called the Virginia Company with 48 families. And then they made another trust called the United States of America and Body Politic, right? All in uppercase. So we refer to the United States of America in all uppercase. It's a proper noun, where Q reminds us that we should be these united lowercase verb states of America. That's what we don't know, because history has been hidden from us. We don't know that we're French. I thought we were Rothschild controlled, right? But if you zoom out and think, logically, what do we have sitting in our harbor in New York City?
A gift from the French.
Right. What was the big purchase down there in Louisiana? That was French. We are stealth French by stealth.
But we think that Q is trying to line us up to suggest and to get people on board with the president. You can see what he's doing right now with the Fed. He's separating the Fed. He's pointing out that the Fed is the problem. Q says that gold ends the Fed. And come to find out, the people that claim that we owe them $20 trillion happen to be the same cabal, the central banking cartel that pretty much runs the world.
Remember when President Trump spelled scot-free, SCOTFREE? Scot-free equals WWG1WG. So scot-free means where we go one, we go all. Q post 465. Where did the money come from? How do you destroy the most powerful country in the world? Direct attack or covert op by classified to infiltrate at the highest level to destroy from within? Think game. Who are the players? What are the rewards? America for sale. Patriots in full control. We will make more public. All of the Council on Foreign Relations members' companies are owned by the Payseur family. A third of their assets, every company that is on the national, the NASDAQ or any of these are Payseur companies. Money, right? Control. So let's go to the CIA website and look at this Bloodlines of the Illuminati and read what they say. One of the most secret and powerful families in North America has been the Payseurs. They have been so powerful that they could hide their wealth and power. And Q says the ability of tech has hindered their control, right? So their ability to hide. We are finding them now. And they use other satanic families as proxies. The Payseurs are part of the top 13 Illuminati bloodline families under the Merovingian bloodline. The first Payseur to come to America was former Crown Prince of France, Daniel Payseur, 1785 to 1860. He came over about 1805 to the U.S. and married Susanna Kisser, 1814. They had two boys, Adam and Jonas. Jonas married Harrietta Smith, and they had Louis Cass Payseur. It was this Louis Cass Payseur who hired the Rothschild bloodline of the Springs to run a number of the Payseur companies. Let me just reiterate that. It was this Louis Cass Payseur who hired the Rothschild bloodlines of the Springs to run a number of the Payseur companies. The Payseurs were one of the original big railroad families, along with Isaac Kroom and William H. Beatty. Isaac Kroom's wife was a sister to William Beatty. Poor, P-O-O-R-E, Standard & Poor's, is married to this bloodline family. It's all controlled, and it's not owned by Rockefeller. It's not owned by J.P. Morgan. It's not owned by anybody. It's owned by the Payseur bloodline. Now, we found that Queen Elizabeth 1 was not a Pesur bloodline, but Queen 2 is. Remember that little girl? She found that all presidents except for 2 were bloodline related? Yep.
It's a great thing for history.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, William Howard Taft, and President Barack Obama. One young girl traced them all back to one common ancestor.
They're all cousins and all grandsons of John Lackland.
It's the first family tree of its kind, pouring through more than 500,000 names for months. 12-year-old Bridge Ann D'Avignon discovered that all the U.S. presidents, except Martin Van Buren, are related to the former King of England, John Lackland Plantagenet, signer of the Magna Carta in 1215. It started as an assignment to research her own lineage, tracing it back to roots in France. But Bridge Ann wanted to branch out.
Well, I think we just all go back somewhere, or it's just a matter of proving it.
Under Obama's own executive order, it's an executive order that adds up to the number 17, which is Q, which is ironic. And then section 1.7 is talking about monopolies. They thought she would never lose, so these monopolies could never be stopped. With executive order that our president has, we can stop them now. With that executive order, we are taking that money and putting it back into the Treasury. Not Donald Trump's pockets, not some bloodline family's pockets, our pockets. And that's what I think people need to realize. The Pesurs and other Illuminati families are all intimately involved in the rise of power for the Rockefellers. They didn't own Standard Oil. They were agents to the trust. They were trustees. That's what people have to realize, because they thought these Pesur bloodlines were done. But with these 99-year leases that they've set up, if nobody claims it, if nobody is appointed to the head of the trust, it goes to the government. So with Loop Capital and the Clinton Foundation and others trying to fight President Trump, but he's got the executive order to protect us and bring it back to us. Q told us to watch CEO resignations. There have been over 5,000 CEO resignations worldwide. That's unheard of.
All of the members of the Senate and the House this past cycle who didn't seek re-election. Right. So many of them, when was the last time you witnessed that many people jumping off the quote-unquote government-elected gravy train?
All of these CEOs and people in nice positions resigning for no reason. Two-part question. Number one, do we know this is true? And number two, why did they resign?
To answer question one is yes, it's true, because we have articles and we have people documenting. Anons are brilliant. We have a resignation anon, resignationinfo.info. He's been doing an amazing job collaborating with Anons and digging up all of the articles that show that CEOs are resigning. It wasn't a coincidence that Eric Schmidt resigned. He's all over QPost. But Shady was talking about re-election, QPost 24. Any person making statements that they will not be seeking re-election was put in submission. For the betterment of the country, not all will be prosecuted and all will do as told. You will see more of this occur, not normal yet, disregarded. And we've got the indictments too. There are over 70,000 sealed indictments.
So this is a fact. This can be proved.
Yes, we have Pacer documentation of the evolution of this. Late in November of last year, people started noticing an unusual amount of sealed indictments coming up in the D.C., Northern Virginia area. 2 weeks later, then all of a sudden they start seeing a bunch in New York. And here, a year and 3 months in, we have calculated somewhere around 73,000 current sealed indictments in America from coast to coast.
You guys are doing some amazing work, absolutely awesome work. When Revelation Day comes, what will the reaction be?
Everything we know is a lie, and that really is so hard to get your head around. And Q has told us that why he chose the Anons is because we're here to be the calm before, during, and after the storm. Yeah, so Q post 225. It's important to understand when this breaks, many won't swallow. The mainstream media, not trusted. You are the voice. We, the Q team, are here to help guide. Future proves past. You are the calm before and during the storm. Q. And what we're going to look for is Q post 55, right? We're going to know when all this goes down. It says, look to Twitter exactly this. My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. God bless.
I've been waiting for this for a long time. I've been watching this since I was a little kid. And I got to tell you that this whole thing, for me, as it has been for you, it's not a job at all. It is a mission. Human beings do matter. We have nothing else more important or even as important to do than this work. Once you've seen this program, ladies and gentlemen, tell the people that you're going to share the program with to just be willing to believe it. God bless and good night.
So there it is. That's just a summary of our interview from our John B. Wells interview. Did you hear what he said back there? So this is information that needs to get out. And guess what? We're going out there to tell it. And people like Hillary Clinton do not want us talking about it. People like Neon Revolt, obviously, his clown is showing. And, he has, so guys, all we're doing is we're going to speak about the satanic bloodlines of the Illuminati and leaving. And that's it.
Can I talk for a second?
Absolutely.
I'd like to just speak for a real quick minute. Hey, Neon. How's it going, bud? So I want to give you guys a little bit of a glimpse into my real life. I like social media. It's fun. I like to get out there, get in the trenches, go back and forth with people on there that have opposing opinions and have a discussion. It's part of my life. It's part of what I've done all my life. Been on this wall since the early 90s, friends. Long before Q. I've been over and over and over again in my life prompted by friends and family to do exactly what I'm doing right now in front of other people because they have encouraged me and told me that my message need to be heard. But you know what? I didn't. I sat around for a lot of years and I didn't say anything. I didn't pick up a microphone. I didn't talk. I didn't share with people what I thought about communism. I didn't share with people what I thought about the creeping disaster that is socialism, that is slowly eroding our republic. It has been in the public square that this is what they were doing for a long time now. So with that being said, I have found a voice for anons and for freedom to share with you a place, a platform, someone to trust, a brother, Matrixxx, to work with in this endeavor to help do two things. A, present Q in a truthful manner in public setting as a real human, and B, everything in my power to get President Trump reelected in 2020 because our republic depends on it. Twofold. That is what I'm doing. Q has instructed me to be loud, to be heard, and to get organized. Those things seem very clear to me. To me, that means that if someone presents me with an opportunity to speak about the information that I'm bringing forth from my anon friends, and I say no, that makes me a what? What does that make me, guys? Well, who am I to reject someone asking me to present the information that you guys have been telling me for over a year now is extraordinarily important? Some people seem to be jumping on the bandwagon that I have a responsibility and or an obligation to people who have spoken to people who I present things to. I think that that's a lot like a deep state narrative to me, particularly about this. Now, to revert back, within this whole thing, I have a mother and a father and brothers and friends and family and relatives. And guess what? A lot of them know what I'm doing here. A lot of them don't understand anything about what I'm doing, but they know that I'm doing something that makes me excited, and they know that I'm doing something that stands up for the president. Matter of fact, most of them look at me a little sideways because they haven't seen me ever support a president of the United States, and now I do, with vigor and force, and with very articulate means, because this is obviously one heck of a deep state operation that it's going after my president right now. So within that, upon explanation of all of this stuff about me being asked, invited to go and present my information to an organization, a school who has requested me to appear, each person, and I mean every single one of them in my real life, was encouraging, was happy for me, directed love towards me, thought that I was doing the right thing, and are proud of me. So now I come to social media and I get a little bit different of a view from anons who think that they're quote unquote in charge of the Q movement. Okay, so I understand that everyone is passionate out there about all of this. We are all passionate, and that's the reason that I'm presenting. But the place that I'm going to present information, there have been other guest speakers there, including Kathy O'Brien, who have spoken at Ramtha's school. There's also been Roseanne, who has spoken with Jay-Z and has spoken to other people of the school. Also, Robert Kennedy Jr. has spoke at the school about anti-vaccinations. So I'm supposed to ostracize this person who is supporting the president, who has been saying that they are supportive of the president since 2016. And upon the research of a lot of the attacks that go against this person, I come up with articles like from people who collude with the Daily Beast and the Southern Poverty Law Center, and smear after smear after smear. And I'm not sure if anyone out there is aware, but I live on the West Coast, and there are not a lot of Republicans out here, guys. And when I say not a lot of Republicans, I mean very, very few conservative Republicans who live amongst the city areas on the West Coast, whether that be Sacramento, whether that be Portland, whether that be Seattle. As a matter of fact, Seattle is a cesspool of people who got out of California and went to Seattle, and now they're ruining Seattle. So the area that we're going to and the person who we're speaking with is a politically motivated person, someone who enjoys being involved in politics, someone who's been involved in politics, and someone who was extraordinarily attacked the moment that they started supporting the president, and someone who has extended an invitation to Matrixxx and I to come and present the information that you were just seeing right there, a seminar where we speak to a live audience of over 400 people, and it is broadcast worldwide to many hundred countries, or many countries, up to 100 countries, I think, where people will be interpreting live what we say to the audiences in said countries. Now, if this is a problem for everyone in the world and who are anons, I apologize to you. And I feel like that if I was in any way out of line in this, that I would have gotten a little bit of inkling from the people that love me. And I've gotten zero resistance from those people. So that is my 2 cents on this. And I'm not here to promote anyone other than Matrixxx, Shady, Q, and POTUS, and 2020, and what we're doing. And these anons out here who told me to be a good steward for this, for a good voice for Q and the president. I'm not interfering with anyone else's rights or anyone else's obligations in their realities and or your beliefs. That is what I'm fighting for. I am fighting for your right to use your ability to have faith and believe in what it is you find important to you. That is my mission, and it really doesn't go any further than that. And I apologize for going off on a super rant, Matrixxx, but that's where we are.
So decide for yourself. Be free from outside opinion. Decide for yourself. Be objective in your conclusions. Decide for yourself. Be true in your own beliefs. You know, like the First Amendment. Decide for yourself. Be open to following the facts. Facts matter. Decide for yourself. Be strong in defending your beliefs. Decide for yourself. Be resistant to blindly accepting factless statements. Decide for yourself. Be free. Those who attack you, those who mock you, those who call you, those who control you, those who label you, do they represent you? Or do they represent themselves in some form? Mental enslavement. The Great Awakening, freedom of thought, was designed and created not only as a back channel to the public, away from long-standing mind control of the corrupt and heavily biased media, to endure future events through transparency and regeneration of individual thought, breaking the chains of groupthink. But more importantly, aid in the construction of a new vehicle, a ship that provides the scattered free thinkers with a starter, new social networking platform which allows for freedom of thought, expression, and patriotism or national pride, the feeling of love, devotion, and sense of attachment to a homeland and alliance with other citizens who share the same sentiment. When non-dogmatic information becomes free and transparent, it becomes a threat to those who attempt to control the narrative and or stable, Neon. When you are awake, you stand at the outside of the stable, groupthink collective, and have free thought. Free thought is a philosophical viewpoint which holds that positions regarding truth should be formed on basis of logic, reason, empiricism, rather than authority, tradition, revelation, or dogma. When you are awake, you are able to clearly see. The choice is yours and yours alone. Trust and put faith in yourself. You are not alone, and you are not in the minority. Difficult truths will soon see the light of day. Where we go one, we go all. All, Neon. All. Not some, not who you think. All. A-L-L.
You mean not just the people that Neon Revolt wants?
No. Not just his Bahamian friends who can't even vote in this freaking election.
Or not the people that he deems a cult. So now we have people out there in the mainstream media calling Q people a cult, and instead of those people being able to identify who the cult is, Neon Revolt is the world's leading expert.
And Neon, we are not affiliated with anybody. Don't you get it, Neon?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't get it. Those who attack you, those who mock you, you don't represent me, Neon, or anyone in this room. None. You are a shill and you've been exposed. Talking to Crop Duster, who's known for prostitution, being busted on the border twice. You are in the Bahamas. That's a little weird too, dude. Okay? Okay, dude. Get off my country. You have no right to be here, sir. Where we go one, we go all, Neon, and that does include you worldwide. But you can't even vote in my election. And this is about our president. This is about our country. And these people that we're speaking to are Americans first. Americans. Americans first. And God bless them. God bless each and every one of you that are enduring these attacks. Badge of honor. And I hope you guys know that Neon is supporting the deep state in attacking intheMatrixxx Twitter account, because I am on the list of 200 to shut down. And he also has a book out coming up. Clickbait. Clickbait, guys. And you've been exposed, Neon. I'm so sorry, brother. I'm so sorry that you've chosen this tact. Okay? All right, that's all I've got to say on the subject. It is time to move on. Shady, what do you think?
I think let's get back into POTUS and winning.
Right? I want to play this because if you guys chase misprinted Neon lies or Daily Beast lies, this song means a lot because we chase misprinted lies. But we need to not chase misprinted lies. And let's check it out. JT, last night. Here it is.
weekend. I'll find out.
Love you guys. Love you all. Where we go all. Where we go what? We go all.
Thank you, JT. And if I can't be myself, I'd be better dead. Let's live free or die, guys. And I am going to live free or die. And this groupthink and all this stuff that people are falling for, the old guard spell, is going away. This is the Great Awakening, guys. And let's see. Let's go to Q posts. I think somebody wanted us to look up 992. Let's go ahead and look that up, Shady. If you want to, just briefly finish up. Mr. D.W. Steen, thank you so much. And also I have to thank Lower Nowhere. This is my weekly coffee indulgence for you great Patriots. Thank you, Matrixxx and Shady. You rock. Thank you, Lower Norwood. I appreciate it. Queued up. A little extra Shady's rant. One love. Absolutely, guys.
I did go off on a tangent.
So here we go. But real quick, 992. Where we go one, we go all. Not some. Drops will go fast. White House clean sig marker. Everything is planned. Years. Message. Unity. Awakening. We fight. Lexington. Concord. Stay together. And Shady, we're staying together. We're staying together with you guys out there in YouTube land. I appreciate you on Twitter, on intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com. Shady, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step over you.
You didn't step over me at all, man. I just wanted to just to speak out today and let everyone know where we stand on this. We have not been silent. We've not been quiet. We were very direct whenever we spoke about this last Monday, and as plans were made, whatever the word is, as we were confirmed, that's whenever we started talking about it. So this is not a scoop, and we are not in any way doing anything we are not choosing to do. And the reason that we're choosing to do what we're doing is because of exposure of POTUS and Q's message and nothing else. So you guys can go on your little tangents and say anything you want out there. It's a free world. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your opinion.
And DCAP says sellouts, yet it has nothing to do with money. These guys are stupid. And attacks increasing, context of drops mislabeled and used.
I'm going to sell out like Warrant.
Right.
or Skid Row.
Right. Crux says, Matrixxx, thank you. And thank you, Crux. We need to talk soon, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Attacks increasing, context of drops mislabeled and used. Select orgs, journalists dropping controversial info as attempt to label as whole. Where have we seen this? J4 Justice, love you guys. None of your business. We have all told Neon how we feel about his articles. Time to refocus, Patriots. Much work to be done.
Absolutely.
Where we go one, we go all. Unity. Nunya, you are over the target. And J4 Justice, thank you so much. It really helps. But listen to what happens. See, select organizations, journalists dropping controversial info as an attempt to label as whole. They're trying to label us as a whole. Do you see this, folks? Screen shooting, then writing articles on drops they themselves wrote. And we've got proof that Neon Revolt was cooperating with the deep state Discord takeover and a person that has 2-time felony. I mean, the guy's been arrested as early as February 17 on Valentine's Day on the border. And he was arrested for prostitution twice. So this is who Neon's sources are, who then Neon dropped it up to the blue check mark, select orgs, journalists, dropping controversial info, label as a whole, highly corruptive PAC, deflect by PAC. So I do feel, because of the attack on Praying Medic, that Neon Revolt is also of the MAGA coalition. Points to former members as method to shield. Acted like he was in a fight with Doug Stewart. We are being bombarded for a reason.
I'm pretending like you're exposing Doug Stewart. That just means it was time to show us, right, Neon?
That's right. Linda Hostler, thank you so much. God bless you. We are being bombarded for a reason. Look for keywords to be repeated by many. Controller and controlled rollout. PAY tree it, guys. Have you ever heard that word before? Where do you think? Grifter. Boomers. This is all the same people. Fake news and full panic. Less than 10. When they can't attack the information provided, they attack the messenger. Define deflection. Logical thinking. Shill count high. All right. The numbers don't always equate to days. The facts, watch multiple version. Incorrect interpretations pushed as statements of fact often lead to pitfalls. Stranglehold, choke tactic, tactic used by attackers. Where have we seen that? Increase in attacks, deplatform, shill infiltration, MSM fake, MAGA direct links to terrorism, acts of violence only demonstrates validity and close proximity of justice to pain. D-class, D-class, D-class. Wow. Coordinated between shills and Twitter. I mean, do you guys... Q has been warning us about all of this for many times now. I mean, many posts. And we're going to go to Q post 1970 so we can prattle on about, hey, Q, this is a repost by Q. Anon says, hey, Q, does P equal pay sewer? Q reposted that, guys. And that's what we're talking about. And that's what they're trying to stop. Period. The end. There's no affiliation. There's no association. But we are invited to speak truth to Americans first. If Shady and I went to the gas station, and we'd be attacked and talked about this, guys. So,
you're probably right.
Guys, look, thank you guys. I know it's time to move on, but I wanted to get my full statement out. There is no affiliation. I am true to myself. I trust myself. And I hope
true to me yourself. And true to this movement and true to the president.
Right. And Q even, if you haven't been corroborating the evidence that has been poorly shown to you, then you need to go back and reread Q. Okay? Q is talking about where we go one, we go all. Proof for Neon being a seller, just go to his website, SME Lennox, and he's attacking Praying Medic, who's a MAGA all the way, 2020, attacking Shady and I, and working with the Daily Beast. That's not a sellout? I don't know what is then, guys.
No, I'm the sellout.
Oh, yeah, you're the sellout because we're not. Yeah. Wow, guys. Wow.
You can't make it up.
You can't make it up. So that is basically, Chelsea Clinton sits on the board of IAC, which retains a 50% stake in the Newsweek Daily Beast company. Will Summer wrote the piece. Enough said. Do you guys realize who Neon Revolt just aligned himself with? If that's not exploiting or showing you, or if you guys need more, I'll get you some glasses.
Anons know, Matrixxx, they know.
Anons know, right? Anons do know, and
the ones that matter know.
Right. This is not about you guys. This is about this. This is about the Trust the Plan thread, exposing the Federal Reserve, and the Pesur thread about the bloodlines. This is why we're being attacked. This is why, right here, these two threads, guys, and I am happy, and I am proud of Q. I am proud of my president, and I'm proud of myself actually coming out into the real world, getting off my ass to be loud, be proud, and be heard, not sit down, shut up, and be quiet because Neon told me to, or any of the shills that attacked me because of the war drama. It's the same people, guys. We are getting out there. I am proud of Q. I am proud of my president. I am proud of the information that we have unearthed, and I am proud to prattle on, guys.
I'm proud of these people right here that join us every day and know how to talk about this stuff and understand what they're looking at, because it is not easy.
Yeah, and J.R. Garrison, like you said, it's about the children. It's about the children for me, too. It's about my child, her children, and their children's children. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Real quick, I want to show you something here, too. Joe Biden on China says, they're not bad folks. Guess what? They're not competition for us, Joe Biden on China. And I want to warn you that this has a little bit of I'm not going to really show you, but it's undercover video reveals brutal treatment of Falun Gong prisoners inside Chinese labor camps. And this story is very graphic, and I will leave it here. I'm not going to show you much more. But they're not bad people, Shady. Shady?
I'm here.
They're not bad people, Shady. No, I'm not playing the video. It's too bad. It's too gross. But this is the gross video. This is what Sleepy Joe Biden is for, right? He said they're not bad folks. Yet we see brutal treatment of the Falun Gong prisoners inside Chinese labor camps.
Well, it's brutal treatment of everyone there. I mean, even people that are participating in society are being treated brutally because they're being rated on every single move they make in their daily lives.
Absolutely. And guys, you guys did a really good job. We said, we asked if we could get this video to 500K. Let's see where it is. It is at, and my like disappeared again. It is at 494,000 views, guys. Way to go.
Getting closer.
Wow, we just need 6,000 more views. Wow. And you can times that by 10, in my opinion. My like goes away every time. I can like it and it doesn't like. It only, I guess we reached our quota with that video, Shady.
we need to stretch it.
Right? Also, I want to point this out too. This is 8chan. A filmmaking crew just broke in and entered into Jim's bedroom where they ordered and were ordered out of the property. And her producer, Lonnie Levine, have now protected their tweets. The Filipino authorities have been notified. If you want to check out this video, this is Jim's statement on the break-in, and he's basically saying this only happens in a communist country, just like some of the attacks that we're witnessing only happen in a communist country. So guys, wake up America. And I want to just let you guys know that I am with you. And this is not confirmed, but I want to show you guys this tweet on the Paysur thread. It's Leovani S. Paysur. Could be a LARP, I don't know, but the comment was very truthful. He says, I would love to know how you and your QAnon movement managed to discover this part. It was well hidden for a long time, so no one was bothering us. Now things have become more complicated and challenging for us. It was nice being obscure while it lasted. And that's what we're talking about. It's amazing. And I love it.
I don't know. I don't know either, Matrixxx.
Right? And again, this is a reminder. Atheists, Hindus, Buddhists, Jews, Muslim, Christian cults, Pentecostals, Catholics, Biblical Christian Patriots, Protestants, evangelicals, all of these people are going.
Yep.
Where we go one, we go all. Where we go one, we go all. And that's it, Shady. That's all we want to do for today. This broadcast has been brought to you by the Patriot Flashlight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we got Trinity. She's got the phone, Shady.
I feel like it's time to squeeze down. I hope everyone out there got a good glimpse of the truth today. We are not doing anything other than addressing exactly what's going on. If people want to have an opinion and it's alternate to yours, then more power to you and more power to them. That is the beautiful thing about freedom, and that's the beautiful thing about free thought. Think for yourselves, Xanons, and make your own decisions, and then be proud that you live in a place that you are allowed to do so.
That's right. Be loud, be proud, and be heard. Not sit down, shut up, and be quiet. And do what you think is right, just as I will do. And, nobody is going to tell me what to do. You see what I'm saying? That's what freedom is. If I want to worship a tomato, I'm going to worship a tomato, as long as I'm not hurting anybody. And, we as Christians need to realize that we need to accept all, no matter if we like it or not, because it's not us to judge. Thou shalt not judge. And with that, we're going to be out of here, guys. Much love to you all. We will see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. At intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com. Thank you, Shady, for coming. Thank you, YouTube. Periscope. Much, much love. Where we go one, we go all. At intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com. intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com. We got QPost, QSN. We got it all. They don't like it, but we're going to do it, and we're going to keep getting stronger thanks to you guys. Much, much, much love. Peace.